Hello, 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 welcome everybody to the stream. Today we're going to play a little bit of Kaiserredux. It's been a while, I think, since we actually last played Kaiserredux at all. But we're going to be playing as Hungary, because in the base game, they don't have a tree at all. There's no Hungary tree, unfortunately. But in Kaiserredux, it happens to be a tree. And today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going down the Totalist tree. We're going to be going Socialist, and I'm assuming eventually join the International. That'd be my guess, at least. And we'll see how it goes. The one nice thing about Kaiserredux that base Kaiserreich doesn't have is a path guide. So we can kind of see right here, Hungary's got 6 guides. As long as we can click this, we can actually see how to do every single guide. You know, you go Democratic, Totalist, National Socialist, or Monarchist, and you can kind of see all of these options we got going on. So if you want to go Totalist, what we gotta do first is boycott the Ashlig. And we gotta select the Arpit. I guess he needs to just a Social Democratic Party. Go to the Folks tree, and then eventually the Totalist will come out on top in that. So we'll just see how it goes. It might involve us going to war. I'd be very surprised if we don't end up going to war. We'll get our units together. So we have 12 divisions, which is not really that good. What do we got here? We got, you are the political focus trees, which we're not going to have quite yet. And we can't do any of this stuff. So I guess we'll just focus on getting the army going as fast as possible. We do have some more military factories. So let's go like 4, 2, and also get some basic fighters. That seems decent enough to me. Get our army navy experience. And we'll build factories just kind of in like the middle of the country, just away from any of the border regions, which might end up having some hostile troops in it. So 12 divisions, we can have up to 35. We definitely need to start trading on more units. We have like no actual supplies to begin with, unfortunately. Let's get ourselves a field marshal, get ourselves whoever the hell this dude is. I guess we'll go on the Austrian border for now. Maybe we can, like, try to blitz the Austrians. Are you connected here? Yes, you are. Yes, let's get all of you on the Austrian border and prepare to attack in the future. Because there's no way the Austrians are going to let us just kind of wander off and do our own thing. Hungary in 1936. Before 1914, the Kingdom of Hungary regarded itself as a great power in its own right, as they constituted one half of the powerful Habsburg dual monarchy. Victory in the Weltkrieg brought the kingdom territorial gains at the expense of Serbia and Romania, but not at the dominant position in the east that the Hungarians expected. While its agrarian economy has not fared well in the face of cheap grain from new Eastern European kingdoms, particularly Ukraine, the political troubles in Austria and weak imperial authority under the adolescent Emperor Otto have allowed the Magyars to follow a more independent line. A Hungarian national army has been formed with new strain of aggressive and expansionist nationalists. In a new strain of aggressive and expansionist nationalism, determined a mega rise, the divided peoples of the Balkans has come to the fore of Hungarian politics. While German meddling in 1927 prevented the Hungarians from cementing their dominant position in the dual monarchy, this Auschwitz renegotiation should be a time for a whole new crown lands of Saint Stephen finally be restored to the Magyar nation. So, I mean, we got Austrian troops here. I think this is the same exact event, so I'll take the political power, thank you. We won't silence your events, I think those are kind of neat. We have 50 political power. We really can't change any of this stuff quite yet. We could actually get early mobilization pretty early on. And we have 250,000 manpower, so I don't think limited conscription is going to be super useful right now. But domestic politics. In the time since the Weltkrieg and the Second Compromise in 1927, Hungary has seen its independence and influence diminish. Closer than ever before has it to the junior partner status enjoyed following the revolution in 1948, many Magyars chafe at the sundering of the crownlands of Saint Stephen and the creation of the false kingdom of Illyria. However, Hungary still enjoys relatively free elections, so long as syndicalists are not involved, and the parties which oppose the compromise and the Austrian dominance and dual monarchy can stand and win seats in the national diet. The consent of the emperor. 3 parties currently vie for supremacy, and the country is currently governed by a coalition of conservative parties led by the Habsburg monarch. The most prominent is the National Constitutional Party, led by Ep.1, a renowned statesman and Hungarian patriot who works well with the Austrians despite his opposition to the results of the previous Auschwitz. Its main competitor is Mir Kecsa's party of 48, a national liberal party, which obliquely advocates for an independent Hungary and promises greater liberties for its people. Finally, there's a rising Social Democratic Party of Hungary, led by Atrit the Katsits, which is becoming popular due to large-scale social inequality in the country's urban centers, especially in Budapest. So thank you again for the free political power. I do actually appreciate that. How many men does Austria have? They have 19. We have 12. And we're looking at 3, 3, and 3. Yeah, we're just right now a little puppet state. Tibor Spetsky and Mieczas Roski stir up trouble. Oswald Mosley and the Union British called for a meeting between the French and Italian counterparts to discuss similarities in their shared ideology. Our old leftist foes, Tibor and Mieczas, who live in exile in Paris, have also granted permission to attend with the French party and Hungarian socialism. A lack of work and lack of opportunity has pushed more and more Hungarians to support this program. But social democracy is not the only political party which has seen its fortunes rise among Hungarians' urban working classes. While Orthodox syndicalism and radical socialists were forced to flee to Hungary during the sprees of purges by the Imperial Evidence Bureau, their literature and propaganda spread through Hungary's uncensored libraries. Radical university movements and gossip in many coffee shops. The progenitor of modern Hungarian socialist movements, Kiele Kun, is famed for his exploits during the Russian Revolution and skill at evading German and Austrian military police. The Evidence Bureau is investigating many members of the Social Democratic Party of Hungary, who suspected ties to Kun and his ilk, but have been unable to pin down any of the leaders for sedation or crimes against the state. For now, Kun waits in Paris, surrounded by his coterie of potential Hungarian revolutionaries like Mieczas and Tibor. So totalism gets a little bit more popular in the country. I mean, could we afford to build more units? We're making 20 refs a day, which is not that bad. You're garbage. You're actually the exact same. I guess we'll let's train up, let's say 5 more units for now. I'm not too sure when. Yeah, the renegotiations happened in 1937, so we still got about a year until this happens. Hungarian nationalism. The Christian National League, an establishment force endorsed by the Emperor, is Hungary's most prominent right-wing political party. But this is not to say that Hungarian ultra-rightism is not influential. Magyar nationalism, one of the nation's most potent political forces, driving interest in a variety of groups with names including some variation of Hungary and a variety of adjectives. Party of Hungarian Life, the Christian National Socialist Front, and the United Hungarian National Socialist Party, the National Front, the Party of National Will, the Smallholders Party, the Hungarian National Socialist Agriculture's Laborers and Workers' Party, to name a few. None of the country's many right-wing parties are capable of working together, meaning that they spend more time picking at each other's heels than vying for any electoral success. They disagree over religion, race, economic policy, and an ideal form of government, including the continuing existence of the Habsburg monarchy itself. The most influential brand of ultra-rightlism is certainly the Gyula Gambos, Hungary's most prominent nationalist politician, and its economic system of National Socialism. So national populism gets a little bit more popular. The Polish charter has been signed. So what do we actually want to do with this? Mass assault, superior firepower, or mobile warfare doctrine. Attack and defense on core territory is really nice for us. Since, again, we are going to be going to war almost certainly with the Austrians at some point. The Hungarian army. During the Weltkrieg, the armed forces of the dual monarchy of Austria-Hungary suffered some of the most humiliating defeats in the war, and its campaigns were repeatedly saved by the action of the German army. The Austro-Hungarian army problems were many and diverse: lack of funding, poorly trained officers, and a complicit command structure compounded every issue it faced. Perhaps the most glaring was the fact that many of the army could not communicate. Being recruited as it was from the many ethnic groups of the empire, this resulted in a default army Slavic being used in battle. A pidgin language mainly based on Czech that could function for most basic orders, while the Hungarian National Diet had attempted to correct some of the problems afflicted by the Hungarian Handverseg, definitely don't know how to say that. The pacifism that set on following the Weltkrieg have resulted in a lack of political will for military funding. Okay, so we have less army organization. Fantastic. You love to see it. Let's see, anything else happening throughout the world? I can see the Kiva, you guys are doing your own thing. Mau Mau, I think they eventually rise up at some point as well. Transmeter doing its own thing. Kolchak's got a big old beard in this mod. But other than that, I don't think anything too crazy is happening at the moment. But again, it's still January. Even Black Monday hasn't hit yet, so there's still a long time. A lot of potential for things to go a little bit wacky, for sure. We do have sort of like control. No. We're gonna go straight up to early mobilization. Use as many of our civilian factories as we possibly can to militarize Hungary to the teeth. There's still a lot of Austrian soldiers in our territory, which I don't like. I wish the Austrians were just anywhere else. Okay, so Black Monday has occurred. We do have our first aircraft. We'll just, pump you out, let's say, to 200. Fly over Hungary proper. And Black Monday. Results in Germany were disastrous. In Austria, calamity. And now in Hungary, catastrophe. Many largest employers in Budapest have suddenly shut their doors. The krone has inflated beyond reckoning. And people are unable to afford food in the morning with what they have paid the day before. Farmers are hoarding grain. Soldiers have left their posts. And urban centers are beginning to fill with people looking for work, food, or both. Unfortunately, the emperor and his government are concerned with Austrian national diet, bound by his decision. Very cool. So do we have a, No, we don't have a tree to deal with Black Monday, unfortunately. Hello, Keeler. Welcome. Thanks for the subscription. Okay. And widespread unemployment. In the wake of Black Monday, Hungarian unemployment rockets from 5% to 36%. The massive jobless roam the streets of Budapest and other major cities, begging for work and for food. Others steal their daily bread. Honest people stay indoors in fear of the dispossessed, and what little charity exists is usually met with demands for more. And anger when more is not forthcoming. The Social Democrats lay the blame on the feet of the absent emperor and his stooges in the national diet, who refuse to make necessary reforms to help the less fortunate and repair the economy. The proposals have been met with particular enthusiasm in Budapest. Very cool. We love a 36% unemployment rate. It's going to be really good for us. And maneuvers in the Carpathians. The Romanian army is spotted seemingly exercising along the range of the Carpathian Mountains, or worse, preparing. There is now a significant military buildup on our side, and we are ready to fight. If we were to even... And we are ready to fight if we are to even fight. Is evidence that the Romanians have seen us too, and they are standing guard along the mountains. Whatever is supposed to happening is down to legionary state, and we don't know, but a preemptive strike could bring them down. We can leave them alone, or we could just, shoot them. We'll leave them alone for right now. There's no reason to provoke an early war, I think, at the moment. At least that's kind of how I feel about it right now. Let's see, we got the Italian Federation here. Currently led by the Pope. Do you guys have your own focus tree? You do. Maybe one day we'll play as the Italian Federations as well. There's a lot of different countries in Kaiserredux that don't exist within base Kaiserreich. I mean, we can there's a lot of opportunity. There's a lot of countries you can play as. The content never stops. Also, we can't do this stuff because we have not chosen a direction for the Hungarian army. Okay. Better recruitment, better organization, or we get language training. For 450 days, we lose political power and we lose organization. We do get more war support. Special forces is basically garbage. And you're meh. So we're definitely going to go for unified army recruitment. That's just substantially better for us. Because you all have your own focus tree, right? Yeah, Lyria has their own focus tree. You don't, and Bohemia still doesn't. So these two countries still don't have focus trees. And Cuban Union. Again, there's another country you can play as. Apparently even Alash Orda has their own focus tree, which I'm surprised by. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but I'm still a little bit surprised. Okay, democracy has returned to Australia. And the grain crisis. The fallout from Black Monday has reached Hungary's agricultural sectors. Grain prices plummeted and many farmers have reverted back to subsistence farming to survive. Resulting deflation has caused food shortages throughout the country and sent many city dwellers to the countryside either looking for work or robbed the peasant farmers you believe are responsible for the crisis. Banditry is rife and many police officers have stopped reporting for work following state-mandated slashes of the budget and suspended pay. Very, very cool. We're also at negative 80 political power. Fantastic. So I guess it's a good thing we got early mobilization when we did. Otherwise, we'd probably be looking in an even a worse position, which is not great. So actually, what modifiers do we have right now? We have widespread unemployment, Black Monday. I think you're the language barrier as well. We got ties broken with the Austro-Hungarian trade. So we got a little bit more political power, more daily autonomy guide. But like, you can't declare autonomy in Kaiserreich, right? Unless they've changed that here. Country 0.24. So I mean, it is slowly going up. Well, even if it maxes out, I don't know what that actually accomplishes. It might not accomplish anything at all. We did get a research speed up. Let's go for the next level research speed as well. Well, you know, template right now for the total artillery. That's okay. We can definitely throw those into our infantry at some point in the future. I'm surprised it doesn't say we have no template for the tanks. I don't think we have any... Unless you have tanks in you. The cavalry division here. You do actually have a tank. Okay, so the light cavalry for some reason does have a tank brigade. It's important for us to remember. It does seem like Kaiserredux. It does run a little bit slower than traditional Kaiserreich. I think that, you know, Kaiserredux, for some reason, it's always had like a few more glitches and bugs in it than the base game. I say base game, I mean the Kaiserreich, not Hearthstone 4. I've always been, you know, find a little bit surprising. Well, let's just in the countryside. Also, Afghanistan's doing pretty well for themselves. Do you guys have a focus tree? No. Militias in the countryside. Units of the Hungarian Podrenseg independently deployed to the countryside to take care of the banditry problem in their own hand. The vast majority of peasant farmers and landowners have welcomed their involvement, despite the fact that said militias have a rather unique way of law and order. Pleas from the National Diet to cease their extrajudicial functions have largely fallen on deaf ears. These soldiers show more loyalty to the Emperor and their local officers than they do to the National Diet. They're losing even more political power. Very cool. And right now, we're gaining in about... I mean, 0.83 is not that good. Everybody's basically just doing their own thing. You know, China's exploded, which is not a huge surprise. I mean, there's so many new tags in Middle Africa, which I think is cool. I like the idea that they're being like more, or like a more decentralized Middle Africa. I think it makes more sense than one giant colony. But I mean, all of them have their own, like they all have their own unique focus tree, which is very interesting. Okay, let's get 2 free military factories. We'd love to see it. Is there anything else? Is there anything else that's been added to Kaiserredux? I know there's stuff with like American Civil War, and that's something we can worry about in the future. And we got some more research. And we're just gonna kind of get all the industry that we can get up and running ASAP. Yes, we concentrate on Industry 1. Always very nice. And also Kaiserredux, they love adding in all the hats again. Also, I like how we have two different portraits of the same dude here. Already he's called Karl the First, but here he's called the Fourth Corley. I don't know why he's got a different name. In Hungary. Also, you have gone... What's going on with the SRI? They're now the holy state of South Italy. Oh, okay. It's a little strange. I feel like that's going to make the Internationale significantly weaker now that they've lost a whole member. Because they've now gone I don't really know. They still have a non-aggression pact, but I don't know how long that's gonna effectively last for. Like, what can you actually do? I know they have, like, a weird, like, mafia route. I don't think I've ever seen this happen yet. And the Red Italy, ending anti-Catholicism. Do you unite with the North? The North submits, marching north. You can invade the North. You can either do it peacefully or by war. I'm not too sure which way they're going to want to go with it. But okay, sure. You also get some more military factories. Keep on making us more rifles. Rifles right now is going to be the most important thing we have. If I was to put artillery pieces into this army, we won't have quite enough, but I think it's still okay. If you want to get those artillery pieces into the army ASAP, make them a little bit better for us. Poland's having their debate about who's going to become, right now they're in the Reichspakt. But I think in Kaiserredux they just start in the Reichspakt. We want them to go for either a republic. Of course, if they can go Syndicalists, that'd probably be the best for us for our current campaign. But yeah, Poland, as long as they're kind of like not in the Reichspakt. Okay, the Baltic Duchy's falling apart. I'm very okay with that. We still really don't know what any of these guys are doing. We kind of have to wait until a little later into the year to see changes with these guys. Well, let's go for the 1918 support equipment. After that, we can probably also get the artillery upgrade as well. I wouldn't mind getting artillery upgrade. And Malta, and then, you know, we got like the Malta tag. They're on the Reichspakt. Crete's in the Reichspakt as well. Do you guys have your own focus tree? No. Which, I mean, I'm not super surprised by. The new sons of Malta. Poland has fallen to syndicalism. Speak of the devil and he shall appear. Assuming, of course, that Germany doesn't just invade you. Which they might. But I'm hoping they don't. I don't know how long it takes for Germany to try to get involved in that war. I feel like they already would have declared war by now, so I feel like Poland is safe for the time being. So you have France, Poland, and me. We're all going to join the International. I guess Britain will eventually join, but I think they join a little bit later. You're inviting Khrushchev in the government, so we might even say Ukraine also go for go syndicalist as well, which would be really nice for us. Assuming, of course, that the leftists in Ukraine don't just get purged. Yeah, they could still purge Khrushchev at some point in the future as well. We do need some more rubber. Ignore that for now. We don't actually need the rubber. It's not that big of a deal. And how many men do we want? We can actually have the 51 divisions, which is pretty good. We'll go with 2, I think, on each one of these for now. We're missing 1 point. You can take 238 days to have enough guns for the current deployments of these 5 units. Again, reinforcements, more important than deploying more units. I don't think any of our troops in the front line need anybody else right now. They should be at full strength. You've actually formed your own faction. Wait, have you? No, the Union of Cockhand has formed between Khiva and Cockhand. I don't know why those two. I mean, if you all formed one big faction, maybe you could strive a little bit longer. Wallonia joined the Reichspakt, so it looks like you have, yeah, you spread up, and you're a puppet of the Dutch. I mean, the Dutch are going to end up joining the Reichspakt very, very soon. Well, that's usually what happens. I guess it's not. Yeah, Dutch join Reichspakt. Actually, you've made both of them into a puppet. Oh, wait, no, just Wallonia, just Flanders. That's adjusting these. Also, Wallonia is very, very small, and Khiva's capitulated. Very cool. But okay, so you've actually gone National Populist. Okay. You know, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. Again, it doesn't really matter because, I mean, Russia's just going to kill you all at some point in the future anyways. Gonna pull you over to Blue Army. So do you give us anything? Army experience. I'm looking to see if anybody gives us free aircraft. You don't, and we don't have a naval, we don't have a port, so this doesn't make any sense. Do we want this debuff for 400 days? I honestly don't think so. I think we're going to go for the aircraft. Keep on producing more rifles. And the Indo-Chinese Union has now revolted. The Jackals of Kenya. So you declared your independence. We'll see how long that lasts. And you have released Vietnam. Does it still cause the bug where if Vietnam capitulates, all of Germany's Asia just falls to the Indo-Chinese revolt? Maybe. I don't know, actually. Well, we'll see if they can end up winning here. I want to send them some volunteers. Maybe. Maybe I do. Also, we have an extra focus. Why do we have an extra research slot? I don't actually know. Did we get it from... Yeah, no, you give us an extra research slot. Oh, lovely. I didn't even realize that. I was just looking at the free military factory. I'll definitely take the free research slot as well. No real reason to say no to that. What are you going to be doing? Your independence, approach Russia. You can actually ally yourselves with Transmir and with Donkuban Union. I have no idea what that flag is. There's been a coup in Algeria. The French national state under Murdoch has been formed. That's kind of okay. I'm not really too worried about that. I don't think it's a big deal. And now Austria, how many troops do you guys have now? See, before you were at 19. You're still at 19. But all the little puppets here are getting strength pretty quickly. Because you used to all be at 3. Now you are at substantially more than 3, unfortunately. Strategic for destruction or battlefield support. Typically, I like battlefield support, so we're going to go with you. 56 days is fine. And when... That's me. I look at the portrait, I think I'm clicking on Austria, but no, we gotta click on Austria. Because this doesn't become available... When... Can I even click on this? No, I can't see exactly what date it is. I think it's in like March or April, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, Russia has declared war on the Alash Republic, and apparently on Kalkin as well. So Russia's gonna get very powerful. They're just saying, I think they're staying social democratic. I don't believe they're going to go for, I don't believe they're going to go syndicalist at this point, which I mean is fine. I'm not too worried about that. 36. We're going to get trench warfare. Follow that up with the artillery upgrade, as well as the 1936 fighters. I think that makes sense for us for now. The death of Gyula Gombos. Gyula Gombos, giant of the Austrian right, is dead. The philosophical father of modern Hungarian ultranationalism, Gombos is the leading edge on the Hungarian right that was not loyal to the Habsburg monarchy. Contrary to concepts such as National Socialism, Gombos was frequently derided by royalists as a syndicalist chimera, finding elements of the left and the right for political convenience. Yet another far-right thinker in the sea of competitors, nipping at the heels of Hungarian conservatism. But to a generation of Wildkrieg veterans, Gombos was an extremely influential force. It remains to be seen who will take the reins of Hungarian nationalism now. And thank you all for the follow. I do appreciate it. What is your organization? Cheaper rifle is actually really nice. Cheaper motorized is also nice because we don't actually have motorized research at the moment. We're actually taking a research penalty right now. Why are we taking a research penalty? Wait, no, that's not a research penalty. That's a construction penalty. Black Monday. Fair enough. Right, we have a research boon. Okay, cool, cool, cool. So it's October now. Solving Black Monday, the Red Terror, Hungarian Revolution, and Red Hungary. I'm not too sure. We play more Darkest Hour. Like Hearts of Iron 2? Probably not. More party popularity, more civilian factory. War sport stability is quite nice. Even more civilian factories. It's all Black Monday. Okay, yeah, so we'll get this stuff going soon. A shocking revelation. Main goal. Okay, we'll ignore this. Wait, what is this event about? And that's been annexed. Roots organized deeply, working in Africa, the Freemasons, yeah, Mafia. Okay, whatever you say. Billy Haywood's been elected president of the United States, so that should mean that the CSA will get a little bit of a bonus when that war begins. 3 air bases or air doctrine, air experience. I mean, why get more air bases? I don't think we need it. We have like 5 planes. We have 9 planes. Okay, very cool. Yeah, let's actually go to partial mobilization now. Militarize the hell out of Hungary, so when the war begins... Again, that's assuming that Austria doesn't just let us go free, but I'm taking a guess and say they're not going to do that. Okay, Norway joined the Internationale. Sweden is... Did they go with the Socialist? Yes. So we can see if Sweden will go Syndicalist as well. Or if they'll have a military coup and then join the Reichspakt. Who knows? I don't know yet. Well, we'll see very soon. I keep on deploying you. And with our 10 aircraft. How many aircraft do the Hungarians or would the Austrians have? They have 100, so it's a 1 to 10 ratio, which is not great. But the brave Hungarian fighter pilots, they will save the day. Okay, the Brazil, the national populace of 1 down in there. Okay, we want Chile and Patagonia to win their war up here. But other than that, I mean, it would be nice if Central America united. Mexico is still led by Zapata, so they'll eventually, I think, join the Internationale as well. And Afghanistan's about to lose to the Dominion of Delhi. Not a big surprise. I mean, you have gone socialist. If you can, like, unite all of the Don Cuban Union under you, that'd be nice, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I'd say, or wait, are you going to go socialist? Where the hell is that focus? Well, right now the RSDRP is in charge. They voted for a new economic policy, so maybe you actually will still go for the socialist. I don't know. Okay, let's go for... So still 1938. We can get the 1937 tech right now without too much hassle. We'll definitely get that going. In Bulgaria. We want you to lose the war, and hopefully the socialists will take over the country. How long Kaiserredux universe is the Hearts of Iron 4? I don't know how long. I know there's some events that go into like the 1950s, but other than that, I don't really know how long it can last for. Most air models, air bases. I mean, there's like kind of like nothing here I actually want to take, so we're just gonna go with the air doctrine for now. I just want to take a mobilize or organization penalty for a year and a half for no reason. Yeah, the last republic has fallen. Kolkend, I'm assuming it's not going to last for too long, would be my guess. Like, do you require... Like, what are your requirements? It just requires the general election in 1936. Yeah, it gets bypassed at some point. Again, I think it's March... Somewhere between March and May. Some early 1937 for sure. We'll see how that goes. Ireland just doing its own thing. Spain exists. Portugal exists. But nothing too different. And we got some more units as well. But it's 17. Soon we'll be at 18. We just need, like, more men. Szechuan declared war on Tibet. See how they end up going. Mongolia is just kind of doing its own thing. And Transmere. Well, Transmere... I mean, you'll probably want to attack the Russians at some point. Probably during the Second Weltkrieg would be my guess. Also, Poland is once again actually a kingdom. They're no longer syndicalist. Very disappointing. I don't know how that happened. I didn't know they could go socialist and then turn back to a kingdom. But you learn something new every day. So my hopes have been shattered. But that's okay. Conscription crisis here. And we're still wanting to see if Ukraine does go socialist, or if Germany will eventually put an end to that. And I like how they're all on the Bohemian border. No, make sure you're just on the Austrian border for the most part. Yes, but make that... Yeah, that's a little bit better for us. I mean, I'm still worried about Galicia, Lumira, Bohemia, and Illyria. Because if we go to war with Austria, we're going to be going to war with everyone. But if we can steamroll Austria fast enough where we can capitulate them, maybe we can just win, annex the entirety of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Maybe that could work. Who knows? And our air bases here are almost ready. Like, we already have, like, a lot of air bases, right? Yeah, we've already got, like, 4 in Hungary, and we don't have that many aircraft. So it's kind of like a worthless... It's a little worthless for us. Go for you, more cap would be nice. After the aircraft is done, we'll go for more construction speed. We'll probably start thinking about going for more resource extractions. We can trade more stuff away. And if we can start trading stuff away, we can get more civilian factories that way, which would be nice. Okay, Serbia has a new king. I guess we'll get the stuff going. Get the fighters, get the close air support. Finland has joined the Reichspakt. Vietnam has fallen to the Indo-Chinese Union, but it looks like they did fix a bug where if Vietnam capitulates, all of Germany's Asia capitulates. But any German troops that are kind of within this area will definitely be like dead because they're gonna have no supplies whatsoever. 100 political power. Do you want limited conscription? I mean, there's no penalty to limited conscription. I feel okay getting that done. Let's upgrade fighters here. I mean, our cap is so low that even if we're switching over, it's not a big deal. Yeah, and then we're going to go for more construction speed. And once trench warfare is done, then we're going to get for the first level of excavation. It'll be a good time. It'll be a good time. Okay, Guangxi Clique has been annexed. Yeah, let's get excavation 1 right now. I think that seems more than okay. And the American Civil War has now begun. I'm completely okay with that. So let's see. Is there, we got the CAR, United States, New England, CSA, American United States. Basically, everyone that you would expect. Hawaii's over here doing their own thing. Puerto Rico is still part of MacArthur. We'll see how long that lasts for. Who will come out on top? Again, we want the CSA to win. But you should have the rightful president modifier, right? Yes. Which is more speed, more manpower, more stability. That's all very, very nice. And it looks like the CSA and the American Union State did sign a non-aggression pact to begin the war off. And of course, New England is just doing its own thing. Oh, and Alaska, of course. Alaska's also just doing their own thing. We'll see which way they want to go. But mostly, it looks like they just want to stay out of the war. I think once your industry is recovered, then this should fire. Of course, Austria can fix their economy before I can do anything. I can't fix my economy until we elect some party. And I'm not too sure when we can actually elect the party. National Populist. If we're loyal to the Emperor and you are an independent democratic Hungary. And Canada, what will you do? You're going to invoke Towards Measures Act. An invitation to the Auschwitz. So what we gotta do. Again, if you look at path guides here, is that we gotta boycott the whole thing. Yes, we basically gotta do this. Yes, we got an invitation to the Viennese government and invite us to renegotiate the Auschwitz. While this happens every 10 years since 1867, when Hungary is put on the same level as Vienna, relations have since been sour since the last 100 countries met at the table in 1927, when the man in Vienna tried to force us to accept the loss of Croatia. We're very, very upset with the Austrians, which, I mean, understandable. Can I do anything with you? Recovery rate, organization. You know, let's go for more recovery rate. It'll hopefully allow us to survive a war a little bit better. We don't know what you guys are doing. Are you like a pope? Like, who are you? Redistributing wealth. You're not doing Fate of the Monarchy quite yet. Follow this with some light bomber trials. What are you guys doing? Are you doing anything that goes independent? I don't think so right now. See, are you guys doing anything? Yeah, you've gone radical socialist. You should eventually join up with the Internationale. Canada has enforced the War Measures Act. And it looks like Sweden is no longer going to go socialist. We'll see if they end up joining the Reichspakt soon. Again, we hope that they don't. But it's kind of, it's a little inevitable. Let me just put it that way. Again, we want to boycott this as soon as possible. The delegation is successful in negotiating a resolution on the difference in Vienna. Did I feel like I didn't get the option to boycott it? Huh. We might actually, we're gonna save. We're gonna do like a hard save. We might need to actually reload. I didn't really seem like I had an option to boycott it. So we're May 11th. Let's go back to this autosave. We might need to actually like tag over as Austria. Have I fucked this up? Oh, I should have actually guaranteed that we would have, no matter what, have a civil war. That's my bad.